the stuff works. Coach, I did want to hit two-way guys. So I've got two on my team. Other coaches have two on their team. And I'm a big believer. You don't want to hurt them, but there seems to be they need something because they are having to they're different than every other kid on your team that's playing one way or whatever. What are you doing with those kids?
It's the most counterintuitive thing that I preach. And that is that not only do they not need twice as much work to play in the game, they probably need less. I go back to Travis Hunter, the days off are going to be the fact that they're playing two ways. First of all, it means you got to have that guy. That guy is like losing two players if he's out, or if he's half-assed, it's like two players being half-assed. So we have to fight our intuition here. Intuition is like this is what feels like we should do. Being counterintuitive means we're going to do the opposite of what we think we should do. And what happens is that two-way player needs a little more recovery from playing in that game. And so we do not, at the very least, we do not want to do more for that guy. And if he's fast and efficient, that is the best way to play well in the fourth quarter. By fast and efficient, I'm talking, like slow guys have to try real hard, and slow guys get tired faster than fast guys. There are story after story. I would really like to take this back to track and field. When my sprinters run the 400, they are not prepared to run the 400. We have never run more than a 200 in practice, ever. Now, sometimes, once in a while, we will stack 3 200s with a 3-minute rest and run them real fast. And they will be running faster than 400-meter pace. But when they walk up to that starting line in a meet, they have this fear that maybe, I'm not well trained in this event. So we have to tell them, we have to teach them that even if we ran them 1,000 miles, the last 100 of the 400 will hurt like hell. Mm-hmm. We could take our best 2-miler and run him in the 400. And if that kid says, "Oh, that was easy, coach," I would say, "Yeah, because you jogged it." If you sprint the 400, your aerobic engine doesn't get a play. It's glycolysis that happens, and it will pollute your body. And our guys, when it starts to hurt late in the 400, we say, "Yeah, this is the way we feel late in the 400. We're ahead, and we're going to win the damn game. We're going to win the damn race." And I think that's the way I would approach the conditioning with a two-way player, to trust that kid's incredible athleticism will carry him through the fourth quarter. One last story, kid, 319 yards on 33 carries. Had a good big game. And the coach called me and said, "Coach, we didn't condition him one time. He slept in every Saturday." And I said, "Coach, was he gassed on that last carry?" He goes, "Oh yeah, coach, he was gassed. But there's nothing I could have done during the week that would have made him fresh for that carry." They allowed him to be fast and explosive, and the magic of the game will carry you in the fourth quarter. And also, I think the love of the game. As you know, love's a powerful drug. Love is not soft. When you love football, you love your teammates, you love your coach, you have a tendency not to give up in the fourth quarter. You're going to fight like hell. So I think all those things kind of work, and it's really hard because intuitively you think you got to double down on conditioning.
Yeah, no, that was my question I had, because we've got two this year, and one of them lives with me, so I'm trying to figure out, okay, am I hammering him too hard in practice? Am I not practicing him enough? And I've got another one that just doesn't come off the field for us. He's a special kid, and both of them have done really well for us, so we'll keep moving on that. The last thing I've got for you, Coach, and is basically drills you would suggest, or if you have anything you'd suggest that would help you keep speed. I know we've mentioned a bunch of like how to practice. We kind of hit the football side of it. On the track side of it, you've already mentioned run full speed twice, or more, or not
Two or
more,
three.
once or twice. But what else would you kind of suggest as far as maybe either in the weight room or when you're doing speed work? Do you suggest, because I've heard this argument by some people of straight line speed and football speed is a little different. So do you do anything in that world?
It's totally different. This is a great subject. Straight line speed and football speed, two different things. But that does not mean we do all agility work and no straight line speed work. In the game of football, we never lay on our back and push weight upward. We never put big weights on our back and squat down ever. But damn it, we still lift. So what I say is that we, away from the sport, the first two levels of my Feed the Cats pyramid, the first one is rest, recovery, sleep, hydration, nutrition. Because without those things, you're not giving yourself a chance. You're not giving yourself a chance to be an athlete. So we have to coach the other 21, 22 hours of the day with these kids. And I think that coaching makes huge impacts on their lives. Because, I mean, I wish I was taught a healthy lifestyle when I was a teenager. And we just weren't. So that's the first level. And then the second level is building apex predators. And we're not talking about building football players. This is whether you lacrosse, football, basketball, track, soccer. We want to build athleticism as our second level. So that's sprint fast, that's straight line, spiked up, timed, that's lift heavy. Lift heavy does not mean necessarily heavy weights, but we are not going to go light in the weight room. I really believe that weightlifting should never interfere with speed training. If it does, you're doing something wrong. The third thing is jump high, jump far. That's explosiveness. You can't practice that with big weights on your back. Explosiveness is a fast explosion. So jumping is a key. And then the fourth thing is bounce. Bounce is ground reaction time. Every great basketball player, every great football player I know is bouncy. Even the big cats, the best offensive tackles that weigh 320 pounds in the league are guys like Trent Williams. He has a bounce to his step. He is not heavy-footed. So we're going to work on those four things, even though they are not sport specific. Then we practice. We practice to get better at the football stuff. So this idea that we should discount straight line speed is like saying we should discount jumping high and jumping far, because most players never jump in a game, or discount lifting. We have to make good athletes. And remember, if I put the question to any coach, describe your best athlete, it's never slow. It's always fast. It's always explosive, strong, big. Those are the words. And so we don't want to train that out of them. One of my favorite words is detrain. We do not want to detrain athleticism. And that's exactly what traditional football has always done. They've always taken the best athletes and then detrained them by overworking them. And we just need to kind of like keep our eye on the prize. And that's to win games. And to win games takes athletes. And we all know what an athlete looks like. But then we spend all summer working on things that actually subtract that athleticism from those kids. And it's more fun to practice like that too. So, and then getting back, what I would do in the summer, we would always lift after sprint. I would sprint twice a week. I would do X Factor work twice a week. X Factor, you can look up X Factor on my YouTube. I have courses on CoachTube. But X Factor exercises like plyometrics, like med balls, exercises that are not weight room things, but like athletic things that fast people do well and slow people don't. We want to get the slow people doing things like fast people doing. So I would do 2 X Factor workouts, 2 speed workouts every week. We would lift afterwards, and then I would limit practice and never let anything ruin the other thing. Like we never let today ruin tomorrow. We never let lifting ruin sprinting. We never let sprinting ruin lifting. Matter of fact, sprinting is the best lift warm-up in the world. If your CNS is on fire, if you feel You always feel better after a speed workout than you did before. And people say, what? They don't understand what speed workouts look like. Speed workouts are joyful. They're intense for like 5 seconds, and then you take a minute off. And so when you do that, I think you go into the weight room and you move weights better too.
Coach, I'm a believer, so hopefully guys that are paying attention here will get it too.